Bill Murray's career path is unlike any other actor of his generation. It has taken him from the revolutionary comedy of Saturday Night Live to the sadness of Lost in Translation. Murray rarely sits down for an in-depth interview, but we spoke to him about his life and his newest project. Your life is interesting, and it seems that it's not a carefully thought out and well-planned life.
What a nice way of saying that.
It's
I've never heard anyone be so compassionate towards me. That's really nice.
It's true. It has the additional advantage of being true.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a little bit, seat in my pants. I try to be just alert, and available.
See, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Be available so that you're not so on a treadmill that you don't see or take advantage of something.
Yes. And I mean more than just for work. I mean available for work, but available just for life to happen to you.
I have a motto that I go by, which is I'm not going to go out and try to figure out how to fill my life. I want to go out and find out how my life is going to fill me.
Not done.
Yeah? And you just find those things.
Yes.
Hey, Charlie. How are you? Good, thanks.
My conversation with Bill Murray took place the day after the premiere of his new movie, The Monuments Men.
Here's the thought. We put down our guns. You go your way. We go our way. No hard feelings.
It is the story of an unlikely band of artists and scholars who went to war to recover priceless art stolen by the Nazis. The film co-stars and is directed by George Clooney, a good friend of Murray's.
George told me the story of the movie a year before, and then 9 months later he said, "Are you busy?"
And you said?
Yeah, I'm not busy. I mean, I'm busy, but I'm not that busy.
Not that busy. Are you actually out there letting people know that I'd really like to be making movies?
No. No. And I quit every once in a while. I sort of retire. I made a movie with Jim Jarmusch called Broken Flowers, and I thought, I can't do any better than that.
What do you want, Sherry?
What do you want, Don?
I just thought, I gotta stop. And I thought, and now I'll just look for that other career. And I looked around, and I have no other skills, Charles.
That's tough.
I can't do anything else. This is it. And I really like doing it.
I don't think I can quit now because you love doing it.
It's the best I am is when I'm working. You talk about being present, you talk about being alert and aware and everything. Because it's going to be on screen, I'm going to get to see myself failing to be alert and aware. So it really is such a strong, powerful reminder to work at it, to really be, just in the game, to be there.
Murray has been in the game for more than 40 years, but like many choices in his life, he stumbled into comedy. You made your mark at Second City, improvisational. I would assume that that's great training for what you have done with your life.
I was really lucky. I got to go, my brother Brian was in Second City ahead of me, so I got to watch he and Harold Ramis and Joe Flaherty and John Belushi and all these guys ahead of me. And when I finally did begin to try it myself, I'd learned so much just by observing and feeling what they were doing.
Hello, I'm Bill Murray. You can call me Billy, but around here everybody just calls me the new guy.
And then I went to Saturday Night Live.
Hey, I am going to autograph your cast here, if you don't mind. A little something I always sign. Don't eat yellow snow, Nick Winters. All right, honey?
If you did Saturday Night Live for 5 years, if you were on that show for 5 years, you're able to do anything. You could go and do anything.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole!
I started making comedies because I came out of Saturday Night Live, and those are the jobs I would get asked to do. And then after a while, people would ask me to play like straighter parts, and people would think, oh, you've made a change in your life. Well, no, this is just what I get asked to do.
Do you wish they'd ask you to do comedy?
Sometimes I feel like I want to do something really funny. I'm feeling like I'm going to do something funny soon. And usually when I think that way, it comes, yeah.
See, that's a great thing to have. You can just wish something and it'll happen.
Well, it starts with a wish, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Huh? I had a wish that I could do a movie that was sort of romantic.
Yeah.
And then Sofia Coppola asked me to do this Lost in Translation, which was sort of a romantic movie.
You're probably just having a midlife crisis. Did you buy a Porsche yet?
I was thinking about buying a Porsche.
Are you a confident guy who says, when you saw that script and saw that opportunity, I can nail this?
Yes, I knew I was going to nail that character.
Why did you know?
When you are a man, you know, Charlie. Charlie, when you are not yet man, you are a boy. When you are a man, you'll know.
A lot of Bill Murray's best comedy these days is a sort of performance art. His impromptu appearances at everything from kickball games to bars has become the stuff of urban legend. There's even a website devoted to close encounters with Bill Murray.
You'll be walking by where they're doing a pickup basketball game, and you just want to go over there and get in their face and say, let me play.
Well, you know, that's true. I can jump in. That's the available thing
Yeah,
we
exactly.
spoke of. Okay, it's like there's no limit to how much fun, how much you can give. There's no limit.
And how much you can play.
Murray's desire to live in the moment extends to his career. He no longer has an agent or manager. Instead, he has an 800 number where people who want to work with him can leave a message.
So what was it about the life of having all these people work for you, agents and the like, that you said, oh no, that's not what I want to do?
It just cleans your life out. It just purifies your space a little bit. You don't have to have all these. I mean, I'd rather choose my own distractions, you know, than have someone else.
Well, you're in charge of your own life,
Yeah.
in a big way.
More than
most.
Yeah.
Being in charge is important to Murray. Over the decades, he has seen some of his friends lose their way.
You know, and I often think about lives and say what might have happened if that person had lived.
Right. Like we think about, I mean, Belushi,
Yeah, exactly.
just a week ago, it was like, God,
Exactly.
he's been dead as long as he's been alive now. He's been dead now as long as he was alive. And you think, that's a funny sand dial to put in front of yourself, you know, to flip that thing over and it's done. It's that wish to, you know, it's a wish, right? It's really a wish. So, you know, you gotta dream, not dream, but you gotta wish big.
So tell me what it is that you want that you don't have.
I'd just like to really see how long I could last as being really here, you know, really in it, really alive in the moment, you know. I like to live to be old, you know, so I think I have a chance. It's like, you know, a golfer wants to shoot his age, I better live to be 100, because that's
Me
my only
too.
shot, right?
No, no.
You can watch our entire conversation tonight on my PBS program. I love this guy.
Yeah,
He is so much and so interesting and so much fun to be around.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those people you say, I could spend a lot of time just talking to him.
I'm telling you, Charlie, I've seen many interviews with him. He very rarely smiles, and he very rarely opens up that way. So what did you do?
I just talk to him.
You know, there was clearly a connection. Did you call him up and say, I'm Charlie Rose, I want to talk to you?
I'll tell you what he did. He told me that he'd been living in London for
Something.
4 or 5 months, and he'd watched a lot of my
Show.
show. And so he had a sense of me, so we clicked.
Oh, you really did.
Did he give you any golf tips?
No, he did, and he talked about golf, and he talked about putting, and we have a little scene. He'll show you what he did. He's a former caddy who was a very good golfer, won the amateur partner of Pebble Beach, so he knows from golf. Didn't play at Pebble Beach this year because he's promoting the movie, but he touches all the buttons
No, you
as
guys
a human
clicked.
being. As a human
Right.
being.
You gotta be in the moment as a good golfer.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But alert and available is the word.
I love it. Great
And
interview.
Wish big, I like that. I like that Bill Murray. I wasn't sure, but I like him.